welcome to Seaside, Coney Island. We are in Swansboro, North Carolina for a special edition. And this is game night with Swansboro head coach of the men's soccer, which is in the third round of the playoffs, Coach Doug Kidd. Coach, welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Coach, we're really glad this is something new. We've decided to start out with soccer. It's been something WAVT's been doing with football, so we really appreciate you taking the time. We know you guys are in the middle of the playoff run. How do you feel about how the team's been playing so far?
Yeah, I feel pretty good about the way we've been playing. Defensively, we've been very solid, not giving up a goal yet in the playoffs, which is great. We really stressed our defending as a whole, and it's good to see that. Offensively, I thought we struggled a little bit in the first round, piecing some things together, but really did a good job, I think, last night in connecting more, getting more numbers into the attacking third, and then finishing some nice chances. And we even had other chances we probably should have put away, just didn't. But the great thing is the number of chances we created last night.
Right. One of the things, too, Coach, it seems like you really seem to have a good second half team. It seems like you're making some really good adjustments, and it also seems like Cannon Tootle really picks up the pace more so, I think, than any other player out there in the second half. What do you think of that?
Well, it's great. Obviously, halftime we get to discuss things and make adjustments and fine-tune some things, and the kids do a good job with that. And Cannon is a big part of that. He's a workhorse. He does. He wants to be on the ball. He wants to work to get the ball. He wants to either set people up or create chances himself. And it's amazing how, with the effort he gives us, and then also playing in Region 3 on top of it, how he's able to still go and do what he does so well.
Right. It seemed like in the first game against Union Pines that they had like a strategy where they were literally dropping 10 back in the defensive zone, and they maybe had one up top, and it seemed to frustrate you guys for a little bit. How did you guys make the adjustments there?
Yeah, at halftime of that game, we talked about the numbers they were getting back, and also our lack of our numbers getting forward to try to match up with that. And thankfully, we did a much better job. We slowed down our attack at times, which you need to do to allow those numbers to get in to give support around the ball. And thankfully, we did that, and we're able to create more scoring opportunities and getting that PK to help us out.
Coach, talk to us about how important the leadership of Cannon Tootle is, especially during halftime in these close games.
Well, Cannon does a great job. He's a competitor. He talks to the guys about bringing that competitive nature for sure. But really, we have a bunch of leaders on our team. Cadence Tootle, Cameron Underset, Josh Siggers, Jared Price, just to name a few. They lead by example on our team with how they play, but also speaking up and giving their point of view, especially Cadence. Cadence doesn't say a lot, but when he speaks, people are listening.
You have a big game coming up tomorrow against Lee County. Now, Lee County might sound like a familiar name to those of you listening tonight. Lee County was the team that knocked the Swansboro Pirates out of the playoffs last year. How important is it to the players that were on the team last year getting another shot against Lee County?
I think they're relishing the chance to make amends for last year for sure. We were disappointed in our performance in the last match with them, but take nothing away from them. They were a very, very good team. Just didn't feel like we played our best. And unfortunately, in the playoffs, you don't play your best, you're going to be going home, and that's what happened to us. So I expect us to give a much better performance tomorrow night. And I think if we do, we'll be tough to beat, especially on our home field.
I want to touch back again on the Union Pines game. That game was a very, very physical soccer game against Union Pines. How were you able to keep your team from crossing the line, if you will, and getting involved in the skirmishes and keeping them level-headed?
Well, not the first time we've been in a situation like that this year. And in earlier games this year, we've probably made some mistakes in crossing that line and picking up some unnecessary cards. But those were definitely some teachable moments. with the players, and it was great. Really, really pleased with how our guys responded and didn't pick up the cards and didn't do anything cheap and lower themselves to do so. So I was really proud of our effort.
Right. And Coach, earlier you mentioned a couple of your defensive leaders, Jared Price and Cameron Underseth. Talk a little bit more about the defensive scheme. I mean, you guys have been able to have 2 consecutive shutouts so far in the playoffs. You talk a little bit more about that.
Yeah, well, they're the backbone of our defensive shape for sure. They've done a fantastic job in organizing us and just again leading by example with their play. But their communication's really good with the back four and the midfielders in front of them. They do a good job of just orchestrating where people need to be and what we need to do. Do we need to step and contest? Do we need to drop off and absorb? And they're very intelligent young men, and they really bring that dimension, to the field, and they bring their leadership as well, like we talked about, and just organize us. And our outside backs have stepped up this year and done a good job, whether it's Connor or Andrew or Kyle, and we've been really successful this year. They've really stepped up and learned a lot, and have obviously gotten us to this point to where we are right now.
And another thing too is the midfield play that I've noticed in the games that we've covered, that they're doing a great job of not only getting up on the attack but dropping back on defense. I mean, the team, they really seem to be playing great as a team, and that's one thing I think obviously your coaching staff's done a great job, but you really seem to have a team out there, and there's not one player that is looking to do all the glory for himself.
Well, I greatly appreciate those comments because that's what we preach to our players, and again, give them credit because they're the ones that are listening and they're going out and performing. And you're right, when we play as a team, we're really, I think, fun to watch. They play a great attacking style, and we're successful in doing so.
The last game against Western Alamance, they didn't seem to put the amount of pressure on you that Union Pines did. What do you think their strategy was? I mean, you guys scored quickly, or a lot quicker than the previous game. What do you think their plan was?
Well, it seemed to me like they were wanting to get numbers behind the ball and also absorb and kind of drop off and absorb that pressure coming at them and trying to keep us in front of them. And it was great, again, to see us push up as a unit, to get more people involved in the attack. And I thought we did a good job of pressuring them and forced them into mistakes and then making them pay for those mistakes.
Coach, I want you to talk a little bit about the Swansboro soccer program. How long have you been the head coach there? And talk to us about some of the developments of the kids coming up and some of the feeder systems, if you will, that helps feed the Swansboro soccer program.
Right. I took over the program in fall of 2008. And I knew coming in that we were coming into a program that was extremely successful, winning, being to the state championship, I think 14 times, winning 7 of those state championships. So talent's always been rolling through this program, and the coaching staff, previous coaching staffs have done a great job with it, Coach Vroom and those guys. So, yeah, we knew we could come in and be successful. The first few years we were here, we had some really talented players that went on to play in college and do well. Unfortunately, just seemed to have be a little snake bit in the playoffs, losing on penalty kicks the first year, which was the second year in a row, or maybe even third, that they lost on penalty kicks. We lost up at First Flight after, in my opinion, outplaying them. And then we made to the regional final, the state semifinals that following year, and but again came up a little bit short in a 1-0 loss. But it's a program that's full of tradition, full of winning conference championships and competing for a state championship, and just feel very fortunate to be part of it and try to keep adding to that legacy.
And talk about some of the systems that do help feed the student players are getting an opportunity to start playing soccer even younger in life now than ever before, and talk about how important that is to the organization.
It's extremely important. Any successful high school program will tell you that their kids play all year round in the club programs. And Onslow County is not short on club programs for sure. We have a lot to choose from. So we're very pleased that our kids choose to do so. It helps us become more competitive. And, most of them play for Swansboro or OCSA or Jazz, it seems like. So we're very appreciative of those programs and their coaching staffs for developing our kids. And just appreciative of the kids wanting to work hard and they know they need to be successful at the high school level.
We are here live at Seaside, Coney Island. If you have any questions for Coach Kidd tonight, give us a text at 910-358-8959. We have a lot more Swansboro soccer to talk about. Dave Gardner along here with Jim Hughes and our special guest tonight, Coach Doug Kidd. We will be right back. We are live at Seaside, Coney Island in beautiful Swansboro, North Carolina. All right, welcome back to Seaside, Coney Island for a special edition of Game Night Live. We are here with Coach Doug Kidd of the Swansboro Pirates men's 3A soccer team, third round of the playoffs. We've got a game coming up tomorrow, Jim.
Yeah, it's going to be an exciting game against Lee County, and I know, Coach, that like we talked about earlier, the kids are, they're ready for this, and at least it gets to be at home, and I think that home crowd can make a difference.
Yeah, we've had some great crowds out the last couple of games. They definitely seem to come out during the playoffs, which is fantastic. And we really want to see our biggest crowd yet come out tomorrow night because our players can use that extra support, that third man, you can say, that 12th man, I guess, in soccer. So we'd love to see everybody come out and it should be entertained.
Coach, with all high school sports and soccer included, these kids that have really good skills, their academics are doing really good, they have an opportunity to play at the next level when they're playing for a great organization and a great coach. And talk to us about how many people that we talked about that you have playing collegiately.
Yeah, currently right now, I think we counted it up before the season started, and we have 14 former players currently playing collegiate soccer. We've had more that have gone on and played, but obviously they've aged out and finished up their careers. But we're counting up on both the boys and girls sides, and it's pretty amazing. It's great to see them have the passion to want to go play, because you go into college and you're stepping up at the academic level, but they want to take on that extra challenge of playing. So really proud of them, and we even have one of our players getting an NCAA berth, Abby Taylor at UNC Charlotte, going to get to match up against Duke in the first round. So we're really excited for her and proud of her efforts.
And that's great, Coach. And speaking of academics, tell us a little bit about how Swansboro's both boys and girls teams have been recognized for the academic efforts, which I think is a testament once again to the expectations of the coaching staff when it comes to what they want to get out of their players.
Yeah, that's right. We really put high expectations on these guys and the girls, and expect them to perform in the classroom as well as on the field for us. And thankfully they responded to that challenge. Every year that I've been here, we have won the team academic award for both the boys and the girls teams through the National Soccer Coaches Association of America, which means they've had a GPA, overall team GPA of 3.25 or higher. So really, really proud of their efforts. They, we preach to them that, academics is what's going to get them further than soccer most likely, and get them into college. And even if they are to go play, it'll make them more marketable if their GPAs are high, and if they can get an academic scholarship, and then that college coach is going to want them even more.
Talk to us also about the upcoming game now against Lee County High School. They've got a couple of good scorers on their team, Yanes and Arellano. Hopefully I said the last name right. As we know, I do make up my own names. Let's talk about some of the things that you've been instilling and how you're going to try to stop their offense.
Well, I think we just need to come out and play like we're capable of playing. Play our style. Last year they threw major numbers into the attack last year and just left two in the back. We're expecting that again from what we're hearing in our scouting reports. So we need to probably become a little bit more direct in our style of play tomorrow night. We need to get the ball up to Cannon, need to get it up to Corey, And if they're going to leave 2 in the back, I'll take a 2-on-2 with our 2 any day going at them. I think last year we tried to possess too much or build it, but when you've got 8 guys up there, trying to attack you and then press you after they lose it, that's going to be extremely difficult. So we preached to our guys today in training that let's get a little more direct. It may not look pretty, but let's get us up there. Let's let some players go at them and produce lots of scoring opportunities, and then hopefully percentages will work out for us.
And talk to us about how important the position of your players is going to be facing a higher octane offense. And from what we've seen so far in the games that we've done this year, your defense always seems to be in the right place at the right time, and that's definitely done through the classroom.
Well, that's going to need to be the case because, like I said, they'll throw numbers at you, and if that ball gets in the flank, they're going to flood numbers into the box. And it's really important that we're not ball watching tomorrow night when we're away from it. We've got to put our head on a swivel and make sure that we're picking up those men coming through and that we're marked up goal side and inside, and then attacking those crosses coming in against us. So I feel like if we can keep our shape, if we can keep them in front of us, also deny some of those crosses coming in, then I think we'll be in good shape.
Coach, another thing I've noticed that the team has been really good at this year is possession and moving the ball around, playing the way they face. How do you see the importance of that in tomorrow's game?
Yeah, I mean, when we play up and we're getting pressed in the midfield, for example, when our back is to the goal we want to attack, we're going to have to. We're going to have to come and support that player and lay off. And then we're going to need to find that direct pass to get us out of the back up to those 2 strikers. And then can they turn, or are they going to have to be able to lay off? And if that's the case, our transition is going to have to be really important from defending to attacking. We're going to have to get forward well. And thankfully we did that last night against Western Alamance, so hopefully that will continue over to tomorrow night's match.
Another really strong area I've noticed is your set play, especially the corner kicks. What do you guys do to get ready for those sort of situations?
Well, we put a lot of time and effort into those in our training sessions. We don't just practice in the beginning of the year and then kind of say, okay, now we know. We continue to do it throughout the year, and we've done it before each state playoff game just to make sure we're on the same page. And on those corners, we have designed plays where we're attacking certain areas. So we'll look and see how the defense is lining up, and then look to exploit what they're giving us. And I'll give credit because the guys have done extremely well with that.
Sure. Coach, Rickards has taken 2 penalty kicks in the past 2 games, and he's made them both. Did you say anything in particular to him before he went out there to kick it?
No. We feel like we got a few or several guys that can take the PKs this year and bury them. It seemed like Nadim had that confidence toward the beginning of the year and was taking them. And now it just seems like Corey wants to step up and do it, and the team has faith in him. And like last night, Nadim actually went and got the ball and gave it over to him. So it's like, it's like feed who's hot right now. Let him go. If he's got the vibe, let him and the mojo, let him go do it. So he's doing a good job with it.
Not only are your Swansboro Pirates soccer players, are they smart? They know how to pass the ball. They know how to share it. They're also very, very quick on the field. It seems like when we're calling the games, it doesn't matter if the other team gets an opportunity ahead of them. Your players are quick to catch up. Can you talk about how important the speed is to your team?
Well, I mean, speed kills, speed and quickness. And we're fortunate to have both of those. And it's just deadly to have. You can push the ball by people and get by them with or without the ball, to be honest with you. And when you have it collectively as a team, you can do it faster and better. And it's definitely an asset that we'll take and utilize hopefully the rest of the playoffs.
Talk about how important, as Colin Cummings has had to make some early saves in the past 2 games. Talk about how important that has been, keeping the composure for your team.
Yeah, Colin's done an outstanding job this year. He hadn't played goalkeeper in a couple of years, and we've asked him to take on that role again, and he has been very accepting of that. He has really put the team first, because I'll be honest, he probably enjoys playing in the field more than he does in the goal. But again, that's what's making us a good team this year, is that our team is doing what's best for the team, not what's best for the individual. And Colin's just a perfect example of that. And he's really got a bright future if he wants to stay with it. I told him he's just got that physique of an athlete, and he can just come and control all those high balls, which is a weakness for a lot of goalkeepers, and control the box. And you look at that frame coming at you, and he's taking up all that space. That can be intimidating as well.
Coach, I had the opportunity during one of the broadcasts we were doing to step out during the second half, and we had 2 other broadcasters calling the game. And as I walked down towards the field, I heard every player on the field talking to each other the whole time. Can you kind of run by us how important that is, the communication on the field, and how you're able to instill that everybody listens to everybody no matter who's talking?
Yeah, we do that from day one on August 1st is stress communication. And, what's neat about this team this year is that they're very intelligent. We won't usually come in the next day after a match saying, hey, you did this right, did this wrong. We'll say, hey, what are your thoughts? And after we let them talk, they have pretty much hit on 99% of everything correctly. And one of the things they keep stressing to each other is the communication, how much it benefits us, how it makes us better. And when we're not doing it, we have somebody stepping up and saying, hey, we're not communicating enough, we need to do more.
Sure, you're listening to Coach Doug Kidd. We are here live at Seaside, Coney Island, and I've seen a couple orders of chili cheese fries floating around, and I can't wait to get some of those here after the show tonight. Make sure to come on out and support Seaside, Coney Island in Swansboro, North Carolina. Dave Gardner along with Jim Fuse and Coach Doug Kidd of the Swansboro Pirates. Coach, again, I want to thank you for taking the opportunity to come out and talk to us tonight. We've had the privilege of being able to do some Swansboro soccer games this year, and it's been a lot of fun watching how much fun the kids are having on the field. I think that's been an important factor maybe I overlooked is how much fun your team is having as well. And got a playoff game tomorrow. The game starts at 6 o'clock tomorrow. You can hear us live at WABQ Radio. We'll be bringing you the Swansboro Pirates playoff game tomorrow, 3rd round against Lee County. You can catch the pregame at 5:50. Jim Fuse and Dave Gardner are going to be bringing you that game tomorrow also for this interview tonight. And it's been such a privilege to be here at Seaside, Coney Island with Coach Doug Kidd. You can listen to the show again tomorrow on the podcast. That's right, at WABQradio.com. And also, hey, download the app. I have the app on everything at home. I get to listen to all kinds of cool stuff. And can't wait for the game tomorrow night, Jim.
Right, and Coach, tomorrow is your last guaranteed home game. What's the scouting report on Lee County?
Well, really similar to last year. They came in last year and threw lots of numbers into the attacking with 7 and 8 players, and leaving just 2 in the back. Kind of unheard of a little bit, but boy, it really worked for them last year. They had some incredible athletes and very intelligent soccer players too. And it was a mixture that just worked well for him. And Brad down there is doing a tremendous job of building up Lee County High School soccer. Sanford's starting. I see a lot of club soccer being played there. We seem to have to go there a lot with the club teams. And they were a very, very balanced team last year, very confident in their abilities. And the scouting report on them is the same. They're going to throw numbers at you. They're going to work extremely hard, and they get a chance to. They'll shoot from anywhere, and they get a chance to put balls in the box. They're going to really make sure those runs are there and look to put some of those chances away. So hopefully we can defend well and then make sure that we're connecting in our attack, getting the ball forward quickly up to our strikers, and see if we can't let them do some work and score some goals for us.
Right. And so tomorrow night, Northern Guilford will play Terry Sanford. And so, we're wanting to see a Pirate victory tomorrow. And if that occurs, Northern Guilford has to lose, or we'll be traveling to Greensboro on Saturday.
That's correct. Northern Guilford's #1 seed, and very good program. Coach Ducat's doing a great job up there. And, I would, you expect them to win with the schedule they've played, but that conference with Lee County and Terry Sanford and Union Pines, turned out to be a very solid conference this year. So, Southern Lee took down Hunt last night, who was the #1 seed in the East overall. So we're going to see some tough matches tomorrow night, I think, and we'll just see what happens. Hopefully we'll take care of business, and then whatever happens in the other match. And if it's Greensboro, we go to Greensboro. If it's home, it's home.
Coach, what is the health of the roster for tomorrow's game?
Our health is fantastic. We got everybody healthy. We don't have anybody on the IR list, so everybody's good, and that's one thing we have fought through the last few weeks with. But the guys are doing well, and matter of fact, we took it really light today, just to make sure that we're refreshed and ready to go tomorrow.
You've been listening to WAVQ Radio. We've had a special night tonight. We've had Game Night Live, and we did it tonight because we wanted the opportunity to talk with Coach Doug Kidd of the Swansboro Pirates. Again, I want to thank Seaside Coney Island for allowing us to come out here in this beautiful restaurant, guys. If you have not seen this place, make sure to stop in here. The tables are just incredible. Still not got past that yet. Tomorrow night, we've got a game, Coach, against Lee County. Good luck tomorrow night. Thank you for stopping by tonight and talking with us as well. Tomorrow's game will start at 6 o'clock. Catch the pregame with Jim Fuse and myself, David Gardner, at 5:50. Also, check out the WAVQ Facebook page. We have some video loaded up on there. I think we had a Facebook Live video for a little bit. I tried to comb my hair before, but just didn't get to it. And we've got some other videos on there as well. Make sure to stay tuned to WAVQ Radio, the best broadcasters in the area. And Swansboro Soccer tomorrow night. Good luck tomorrow night, Coach.
Hey, thanks for having me. Really appreciate what you guys are doing.